Hello, my dear Pisces. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between June 1st and June 15, 2018, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I read for the signs in order of most liked videos, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and give back the love to me. So, I have put astrological information for the month of June in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage, www.queenofcupstarot. The reading can go both ways. The message is for the people who watch it, so if you cross-watch for another sign and recognize yourself as the main person of the reading, just trust your own intuition and you will get the message you need. I have added a new deck to my general readings that I have used successfully for my private client for long periods. The lovely Osho Sen I will use for the more spiritual mid-month readings. The new deck is the Druid Craft Tarot by Philip and Stephanie Carr-Gom, illustrated by Will Worthington. And I will start shuffling your cards. So, when I open the deck here, Pisces, I see Seven of Cups and the Hangman. So it seems like there's something, it's a little bit of a drag. You might be disappointed on something, or maybe things are not moving as quick as you would like them to. With the Seven of Cups, we might be confused of what options we have. We might also feel like whatever options we take, we always end up in the same place, feeling the same way. And that is kind of a clue, because if you always end up in the same place, feeling the same way, probably you're supposed to end up in that place and feel that way, because that is going to be your gateway to more spiritual and personal growth. Taking on that pain, staying with it, sorting it out. It's a reason to why it comes to you again and again and again, because it wants to be seen and heard. It's like a book you refuse to read, but you really need to read it. So, with the Hangman, it's like a situation where you're stuck waiting for something. It's like waiting for divine timing, or for the timing when you are actually ready. You might need to sacrifice something to become ready. And it's also like going through a shift or a maturity. You are not going to be the person you were before you ended up here. But in a practical sense, it's like you're waiting for something better. And we can see both these gentlemen have their feet crossed, or their legs crossed in the same way. So it's the same as you see also in the Emperor card. So it has to do with masculinity and maybe the hardship for your masculine side to connect with their emotions, because then they need to go through their feminine side. Hangman is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. So it's the Empress card. It's connected with the Empress card, births, and other things. Sorry. Someone, a little insect crawling on me. So I call the divine with love and light. And here we have the Ten of Wands with the Hangman. So it seems like it's an uphill battle a little bit. Things are a little bit boring. It's not easy. You kind of need to struggle and fight your way through this. And need to also push yourself to figure things out, what it is that you are supposed to do. Ten of Wands is a little bit like the flight and flee card. So when we are pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, or more and more responsibilities added upon us, we might eventually blow up and run from the situation, or stand up and fight and say, hell no, I want this in another way. This is how it's going to be. So maybe this is what we are all waiting for. Some direction from Pisces of how they want things to be. To start creating your life, and also figure out what it is that's preventing you from creating it in the way you want. And it's probably this with the pain, okay? So I call the 6 elements. Oh, this chaos. Sorry, big cards. I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Pisces viewers. So I want my dear Pisces to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So, for my dear Pisces, see what's going on the first half of June 2018. Okay, so I will just tune in for a few seconds. So, okay, Pisces, see here, this is your future there, and this is your now, and this is your past. So, in the past here we have 7 of Wands, so you have 7 of Cups, 7 of Wands, all 7 comes with challenges. It's kind of spiritual challenges, something you need to learn to move on to the next level of your existence. And here it's 7 of Wands, so it's about feeling inside of yourself, inside of your heart, inside of your soul, inside of your body, what you want to say yes and no to. And then following what you just heard inside of yourself. And that is how you align with yourself, how you become not conflicted, how you become sure. In this process, you need to learn to trust yourself. And there's no shortcuts, there's no magical spells. You just need to be brave enough to start to say yes and no, okay, for real, not from a perspective of what would be the best for everyone, or what you could endure, but from what you actually feel for real. So you become more and more authentic. And here is in the now, so it's the Fool. In many ways, I see Pisces a little bit as the Fool, very spiritual. It's the pure soul here, manifested in a body, and kind of really don't have a clue of how the manifested world is working, because Pisces soul comes from a much more beautiful part of our dimensions, where there's things can be more magically created. So I think sometimes this world is a little bit too hard for you, but you come bearing gifts from this other world, and this gift is your courage, and your, like, most of all, maybe your social courage and your appetite for life and for adventure. It's like you're living a very limitless life in a world that there's a lot of limits. So this might have caused frustration and a lot of conflicts in your life, because you expect things to be in one way, and then the world disappoints you with being in another way. So sometimes it's very hard to be. It's like you are on a higher frequency and the world is not. So the reality checks, the air castles that you built, the dreams that you make, and then the disappointment when they are not coming to fruition. So you just need to acknowledge that you are kind of a unique light in a somewhat a little bit dark and twisted world, and that you are coming bearing gifts, and that means that the world will not always be a gift to you, because you are the gift bringer, you are the light and spiritual joy bringer. And yes, like what we see with the Fool, this everything will be all right, this trust and this appetite for throwing themselves into new situation. This is your way, and you need to honor that and not punish yourself for kind of always forgetting about the rules of this manifested reality. Yes, it can be hard for you personally, but you are here to push the rules. Okay, so eventually it will change and become more to your liking. But first, you need to go through a lot of resistance. It's like being the first candle in a very, very dark room. Oh, okay. And here we have the future, and there we have King of Cups. So this is also you, but in a more mature costume, we can say. This is the Fool, the first card of the major arcana. It's like when your soul has gone down in a manifested body, and here you have become a King of Cups. So the King, the Pisces, but in the world of men. Okay, so you have perfected your own energy and adjusted it so it fits into the world of men. So it's not about you adjusting yourself, you just see what works, like the things that worked in the place where you're coming from. You might have been able to fly or shift between dimension, or actually create air castle in the sky, and this might not be possible here, but you are always pushing the limits. But here you have adjusted to a manifested earth life, and taken forward your gifts, the things that you have to offer to the world, and you have found a certain pride in that. Okay, so that's beautiful. And I think we have a little fish there. And we also have the dog here in the background. We also had the dog in this card. Here it's darker. Here it's more light, because you want to be to assistance of humankind, but first you didn't know how. Now you have learned more how. So there's more light into this in the coloring of the dog. So I have already forgotten what's here. Yes, the 7 of Wands, no dog. Okay, so this is the past, so probably May, or might be the full year. And here you have a 4 of Swords, so this can be the mood that we're in when things are not going our way, not how we expected. So we kind of put a lid on things, and we don't want to move forward, or we don't want to talk with the people that disappointed us, or engage ourselves in the situation that didn't go so well. So we kind of withdraw a little bit from the world. Maybe we need to digest our disappointments and difficulties. So we are trying to keep things cool. We don't want to be dramatic. We don't want to be like to any disconvenience for people, but in the same time we don't want to be badly treated either. So this is kind of a middle way that it's not really beneficial for anyone, but it can be good to have a pause now and then. So when things doesn't work, we say, okay, I want to try again, and then we rest for a bit and do other things, and then inspiration eventually will come back, and then we will try again. But for now, here with this card, 4 of Swords, it might be silent treatment, it might be not continuing with the project, or refusing to participate in something. And here we have the Wheel, so it seems like the divine is still up for it. So even if you say no, hell no, yeah, the divine is saying yes, so yes, we have plans for you. Here is how it's going to be. We have put the stage ready, and now here we go again. We will try this again and see if it goes better this time. And hopefully you will have rested enough so you are ready for this. It's divine intervention, so we can lose control over situations, and things are happening in a rapid speed. It's also a lot of synchronicity, spiritual messages, and it's what we have sent out will come back, and things that we haven't been able to solve before, we will get second chances of solving them now. So it might be that here you refuse to move forward because you have been here before. You know that you are going to fall into a big pit here if you continue, so you don't want to. But then the divine is kind of pushing you, and you're trying to avoid the big pitfall here, but then you will probably fall in anyway, because you need to end up in the situation with the 7 of Cups where you feel like here we go again, and now this is the same that it always is, so you can process this what you have refused to process before. So it's kind of it's rigged. We can say that it's rigged. And here we have the High Priestess, so that's also connected to Pisces and the Pisces age. Here we don't have 2 fishes on her chest as the 2 Pisces, like with the Jesus symbol, but it's not far off. This High Priestess, she might not be as nice as Jesus. She can be a little bit more direct and piercing with her teaching, but it's your intuition, and it's not failing you, even if your like human courage and will to continue is failing you. Your intuition know exactly what's going on and what's going to happen. So half of you is kind of on board, and another half of you is not on board with this. So High Priestess. And next card is a Prince of Wands. So here things is happening, big changes. It can be the mood of going out and searching for adventure. It can also be like an adventurer seeking out us, okay? So you are in this little bit brooding mood and thinking of karma, and trying to be very wise and use your intuition to not fall into the pitfall. And here comes like the honey in the honey trap that will lure you down the same road, so you will fall into the pitfall. So we'll see where it goes, if it's if you are able to avoid this, or oh, and here we have a Four of Wands. So this Prince of Wands is actually coming with something real, something with real substance. So Prince of Wands can be, here it can be a Sagittarius, it can be also Leo or Aries in your life, but it doesn't have to be, it can be any person coming almost like a suitor, or someone coming with messages to you, or the latest download from the universe, or it might be an offering of maybe a job, but not like main kind of jobs, but more something adventurous. It might be a hobby turning into a job, or a flirt turning into a marriage, or something like this. So it seems very beautiful, but it's also in the spirit of the Fool, even though the Prince of Wands is a little bit more like they're a little bit more in the know. They are street smart, which the Fool isn't. So I'm thinking this is also about self-love, that you love this more adventurous part of you, the more magical part of yourself, and you're getting some kind of self-esteem here. So it's on the outside and also on the inside. Like there can be a person in your life that wants to approach you, but it's also this, that your courage, it's out of worldly courage, is coming out, and you are, it's what's this is where you can find your self-respect, that you have this kind of courage and you're not so easily beaten down. So we have a little bit like a clash here. Someone wants something safe with you maybe, and but this someone doesn't want to have anything to do with this. So the Four here, Four of Wands, it's like the tower that this person already stands on. So these people doesn't want different things, but this person is in a little bit of resistance. This is Mars in Leo, so it's a warrior energy. And this is Sagittarius, so it's also it's not warrior energy maybe, but it's like very fast, and it's it kind of doesn't want to have obstacles. It wants everyone to get it, and get it really fast. So it's some kind of clash that's going to happen here, but it's not really a clash where people will get upset. It's more like people will get a little bit surprised that things didn't work out in the way they thought it would do, or that maybe this person gets surprised that this person comes, and this person might be surprised that they are not invited. It's kind of this situation, but it seems like a wonderful opportunity, actually. And here we have, underneath the Four of Swords, we have a Seven of Swords. So it's someone with a very bad self-esteem. And when a person have a very bad self-esteem, it's kind of contagious. So when we have a bad self-esteem, we don't communicate that well, because we are afraid that people are going to judge us. We don't believe in our dreams. We don't go after what we want. We just try to keep up like a facade, so people will believe that we are happy when we are not. So it's a very confusing energy, and it's another of the sevens. So now you have challenges when it comes to emotion, when it comes to courage, to be able to say yes and no to the right thing, not saying yes to the bad things and no to the things that actually can mean a difference in your life. And here is Seven of Swords, so it's the it's a challenge when it comes to truth and authenticity, to actually stand up for what you really want and what you really feel and what you really like speak your truth even if your voice shakes. These people doesn't want to, because they have lost their mojo a little bit, so they're more going for what's like secure. No, I won't tell you my name. So okay, so this might be like a person being like a little bit broken, but acting cool outwardly. And I'm thinking this person is much more self-sure and don't see so much problems. Okay, so that's might be where the clash is. And here we have another 7, and it's the 7 of Pentacles. So 7 of Pentacles is it's challenged when it comes to rewards and patience. It's either a person is very restless and I want it now, I want it to happen now, or it can come to that point that a person says, well, I don't care anymore. But we see on this picture, it doesn't ever have to come, okay? So it's like this bitterness that we see here. But we see with this picture, this person is taking down a mistletoe. So they're kind of preparing for Joel, okay, Jul in Swedish, where we can put up the mistletoe and kiss beneath. So I'm still thinking that even if this person is grumpy, they really want what this opportunity is bringing to them. It's just that they don't believe in it because they have lost their ability to dream or ability to believe in happy endings. Okay. And really central, we have like a confirmation of this. It's a 10 of Swords, and it comes underneath the High Priestess. So it's like I can't trust my own intuition anymore. I fall in love with the wrong people, or I fall in love with people that just they are not nice, or I can't trust them, or I always jump on the wrong projects, or I take the wrong job, or it's like it's always this failure. So you have started to have disbelief in your own intuition. So you don't trust yourself anymore. So if you fall in love with someone, because it's very easy to fall in love with this here, Prince of Wands and Four of Wands, it's like a very attractive person, kind of offering us something stable for eternity. So, for example, falling in love instantly, or getting like the job offer of your dreams, or being offered an adventure, a journey or something that will like together with friends or something like this. But you don't believe in this. You know, okay, it's a catch. This person just try to flirt with me and say that they want to be with me forever, but I know how it's going to end. It's going to end with this person leaving, or this job is going to turn out to be hell, or we are going to get malaria when we are out on our trip. So it's a little bit negative thinking here, but I'm thinking it's this clash, what I told you, not with these people, but with Pisces going down in a manifested body. So where is the magic? There's no magic. So I have learned, I have taught myself that there's no magic, so don't believe in it. So if something is being offered, you don't believe in it. You disregard it or think that there's a catch. The Prince of Wands, however, doesn't seem to give up that easily. They have a very great self-esteem, and this is Jupiter in Leo. So we have Mars in Leo, 7 of Wands, Jupiter in Leo. So it's starting to become a little bit more heated here, and you have already given up. If you are this part, you can be this other fiery part as well. The play is the same, the casting might be different, okay? 6 of Wands, and then we have a King of Pentacles. So I'm thinking this entity here really means business, okay? It's not something you need to be suspicious about or think that they are out to fool you or it's going to go badly. It seems to be a very secure situation. It might involve marriage. This is a husband. It's also Capricorn, might be a Taurus or a Virgo as well. And it seems like it's stable. It can be a company. It can be a stable company with lots of money and a lot of attention. It can be like a really attractive suitor or a windfall of money. So I wouldn't disregard it, how hopeless I might feel, because in the card it says that don't disregard it. So it's a chance to be the fool, to be the one that you were born to be, and you know, follow the dream, even if you feel like, well, I'm going to be fooled once again. So it doesn't matter if you are fooled 1,000 times. It's just to, when you fall, you rise again, you brush off the dirt, and you continue on your travels. It doesn't matter how many times we make mistakes or go the wrong way or get beaten down, or it doesn't matter. Yes, we might need to rest sometimes to get our strength back, but then it's just up on the horse and on with it again, because we are not here to give up or to kind of acknowledge that, okay, I'm broken. So we can feel that a little bit, and then we kind of go through the dark night of the soul, and after that, when we have let ourselves break down a little bit, we'll be even better persons for it. We will be more resilient because we have gone through the worst, and the worst wasn't that bad. So we become stronger for the times that we actually have failed. So it's not saying anything about you, what has happened in your life. It's just saying that you have lived through a lot of challenges, and it's a lot of challenges also here. 777. Yes, okay. So, and here we have the future. So it's going into later part of June, beginning of July, and we have 8, the strength card here. So the Fool and the Strength flanking each other like this, it's a very good omen, because it's talking about you getting back your strength and braveness and boldness. So the thing that we had here, it's just that maybe you are a little bit more aware now. You don't think that everything is going to work out just fine. You are more ready to solve problems as they come. So one thing is unchanged, is the spirit, but another things have been added to this because you have expanded your awareness, and that is things are not going to be easy. And now you kind of accept that everything is going to come with a challenge, and it's not that bad, okay? If problems comes, you solve them. There's a problem you can solve. The problems you can't solve, you solve them another day when they are able to being solved. So it's like you have become a grown-up here. You have still your boldness, but you are also more resilient. And it went through a little bit of half depression here and thinking that everything is over for you, but then the spirit comes back here. It's just sometimes we just need a little bit of rest and a stubbornness as well. And this is strength card, so it's connected to Leo. We have Libra here and Sagittarius there and Capricorn here. So it can be a number of different people also that you are dealing with. Here you have a Princess of Wands, so that's a longing to actually follow with the Prince of Wands here, and either, as I said, being the suitor or taking the chance, or right back or accepting the offer of adventure. The Princess of Wands wants adventure. They are open for business, okay? They want to have life in their life. They don't want to live in a vacuum. So this is a little bit of a vacuum, but the wheel is saying, well, things are going to start to hit off, and the Princess of Wands is saying, yes, I'm on. So this looks very passionate and beautiful and very strong and resilient. And if these girls are being beaten down, they are going to bounce up like like this toy with a lead bottom. They are just going to be like, and then again. Okay, and here we have the Ace of Wands as well. So it's the soul's longing, the soul's fire, the fire in your soul that's leading you the way. It's like your compass. If you long for something, if you dream of something, this is where you are supposed to go. Yes, it might indicate that you will be challenged along the way and broken down, but it's just because you need to listen to the road signs along the path, and different books also, like I told you with pain, for example. So if you feel a lot of pain here, it's maybe because you stopped trusting your intuition and you try to become more cool and cold. but that didn't work so great. So when you actually start to listen to your intuition, but not believing in fairy tales per se, like you can believe like, yes, this is where I'm supposed to go, and accept also that it's not going to be easy. So you don't think that yes, you follow your dream and everything is going to be like butterflies and rainbows and unicorns. You're following your dream and it's going to be like, you know, this is your plan, Zen, God's plan, falling into a swamp or falling into the abyss here, have to climb up, and then being maybe pushed back by this book in this picture, having to climb up again, then ending up on a glacier, which you need to take yourself over, and eventually you will come to the place of your dreams. But it's like in any movie, it needs to be some challenges. In other case, it will be a snooze. Okay, so this is not paradise. It's more like a boot camp, but there's still rewards to be gained for brave people like this. Okay, so be ready for anything. And here we have a King of Swords underneath the Prince of Wands, Six of Wands kind of situation. That's a little bit worrying with the Wheel and the Ten of Swords. So that can be a person, maybe when you finally are ready to open up, they have started to become cold because you kind of met them with coldness before, or they don't see the dream anymore now that you see the dream. We can see where this is going. The King of Swords is a very clear-minded person, see things from above, doesn't believe in fairy tales, have a lot of experience, have lived through a lot of things, so not easily fooled, very sharp, but might be a little bit control freak to avoid difficulties. He doesn't like them either. And that can make him a little bit like a sissy, okay, like a person doesn't want to take the chance because, well, it's the same mood as you are in here. Well, I don't want to take the chance because it's going to go badly anyway. So maybe you have persuaded this side, the person that were so enthusiastic that there's no meaning, and now you become very enthusiastic. Or it can be the other way around. You were the enthusiastic one and the other person wasn't so enthusiastic, and now they are enthusiastic and you have lost your enthusiasm. But here we have the Eight of Pentacles anyway. So this, even if a person have lost some of their mojo, they are still, they can still be persuaded. They can be persuaded back into believing in the dream. And the dream seems to be like some kind of teamwork. It might be commitment or marriage or building a business together, getting a house, home, something that involves safety, value, money, also a lot of self-esteem. Like when you have a great foundation, you get a good self-esteem. You can also get your good self-esteem from being very good at what you do, like in a career way or work kind of way. So it seems very beautiful. So it's just one person is a little bit down, and that might crack the situation here in the beginning of June. But when the spirits awakes, then things will start to hit off. When you start to believe in the dream, it can be sometimes we are being suited by someone and we are not in the mood of receiving love at all, and eventually when they have awoken our interest, which might take some time, then when we're finally ready to, like, next time I will go to their office, I will flirt back because now I feel it, then this person have become like, who are you? So when you are ready for love here, so, and then you will have to give a little bit back of all the enthusiasm that they showed here. So it doesn't have to be like that bad. Okay, so I show you the reading here. I will read the Ten of Swords for you, so you'll understand this card better. 10 of Swords. So, things may seem at their worst, but it is preciously at this moment of nadir that things can only get better. As the winter solstice arrives, night becomes so long and the sun so far away, it seems it may never return. You remember the mistletoe and Yule? This is what they are talking about, Yule, the winter solstice. In Druid ceremonies, we extinguish all candles and sit a while in darkness. Then one candle is lit. You remember the one candle in the dark room, to symbolize the rebirth of the sun. The fool is a sun here, a soul. At this darkest of hours, and each participant relights their candle from that one flame. Finding this card in a reading may indicate that you have been betrayed or slandered, or that you are subject of unmerited hatred or malicious acts. A long-term situation may have come to an end, a relationship, business arrangement, career, job, or financial situation. But however painful the experience may be, it is important to understand that a new day will dawn and that a new phase of your life can now begin. Just as the darkness of the solstice precedes the dawn, so this very difficult time can be a precursor to much happier times. The card often signifies not a difficulty you might be going through, but how you choose to react to what is happening around you now. You can decide to react in an immature, even hysterical way, or else you can attempt to fathom why a Druid triad states there are three spiritual instructors: worldly misfortune, bodily illness, and unmerited hatred. So this is spiritual instructors. It's like these books I was talking to you about. When you find yourself in a very difficult situation, there's a book to be read. And the most easiest way to read the book is to stay with your emotions. And the book will kind of be downloaded. And it's also a way to find rest when you don't resist the pain, but just roll out the red carpet to it, welcome it, and stay with it, like maybe in fetal position in your bed, and that is a little bit like what I told you about the Four of Swords cards. It's like digesting, and nothing really good or bad is happening right now. You're just processing something, and this processing is going to make you have strength later on to pick up your dreams again and keep on walking. So you just need to take a time to, it's like the winter solstice here, and just take the time to digest what is going on, so you can pick yourself up from there much more stronger and resilient, and also persuade someone else to do the same thing here. Okay, so I will take a card from Sacred Rebels Oracle cards by Elena Fairchild. For my dear Pisces. Against the grain. So it's a girl that's being a Pisces. She's swimming like a fish. So 4. Okay. Against the grain. It's birds underneath the water there too. Peace. It seems like doves, but only to the color. The bodily shape is more like crows, so we don't really know. You want birds to be able to fly underwater. Yes, this is what I talked about with you, coming from this very strange dimensional place where everything was possible. You want love to trump power. You want humanity to relate to each other as equals, and to recognize the sacredness in you and in the world around you. You want to unleash the beauty that hides in even the ugliest of scenes and sentiments. You want to make possible what others say cannot be. That is the Fool. You are a radical dreamer, a sacred rebel, and you bring the light of a more positive future to this world. However, this can have its burdens. Deep within you, you may feel that you don't really fit in with the rest of the world. Perhaps your sense of how things can be and how they really are is so different to the smaller minds or more fearful hearts of many others that you are rarely received for all that you offer. Yes, this might make you feel frustrated, thwarted, or lonely at times. The universe so loves you for your unusual take on things, for the quirkiness in you that dares to honor that which is different and renders the impossible possible. You must never ever lose your unusual ways and become dry, serious, appropriate, and conventional, not even for appearance sake, for you would lose your essence. You are here to show that life is about so much more than conventional success. This oracle comes with a special message for you. You are someone who lives and breathes in the depths of creative waters. You need to lose yourself to the flow of music, nature, dreams, imagination, and fantasy, to art and literature, meditation, dance, and in sensual surrender to the sacred waters of the ocean, the river, the lake, or the bathtub. So Pisces, into the water. You must go against the grain. It is just your way. You are not one of the followers, but one of the agitators. However, yours is not of force or of disrespectful chaos. You are a loving catalyst, and by simply being yourself, you constantly remind people that there is always another way. This oracle comes with the particular guidance that you are meant to be exactly as you are. You are meant to be the black sheep, the rainbow sheep, or even the wild wolf in the flock of sheep. The daring butterfly spirit calling to the caterpillars, that is you. The price you pay for the gift of individuality is that you must take care of it and guard it so that you are not dulled down and conditioned into playing at being something that you're not. If this has happened or is threatening to happen, this oracle brings comfort. You will always dream of birds that fly underwater. You know that the true nature of your being can never be changed. At most, it could only be hidden for a time. Now is the time to accept who you are and allow your truth to be freely expressed. Don't worry about the effects of going against the grain. When we are who we are in truth, we attract the support, protection, and energy that we need to thrive. Your power comes from aligning your outward self with your inner truth, not with the general consensus. You will then find other dreamers, other wild butterflies, and atypically colored sheep to join you in conjuring better visions for our world. So it might be that you have found this other butterfly or caterpillar here. It's just that you didn't believe that your eyes, so maybe you didn't take the chance at first, but as time changes, you will get back your mojo, and you will be able to also lift this person back into their mojo. So it seems like an interesting time for you, Pisces, when you learn to get to know yourself better and accept yourself as who you are, and actually feel like in awe for who you are, and seeing that this is a really, really, really good thing. So you don't have to feel bad at all. You just need to find yourself. When you find yourself, you find love, for they're the same. Okay. So thank you so much, Pisces, for watching, liking, and subscribing to my videos. I wish you the best for this coming time, and I welcome you back to my mid-month June reading that I will perform in the beginning of June. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.